Presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you in part by Bank West, B&B Equipment, Wagner Auto, Fisher Rounds and Associates, and All Around Graphics.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and the Governors take game one of the doubleheader of the Lincoln Patriots as they strand the bases loaded on the strikeout.
Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Ferding Electric, AirTech Heating and Cooling, Kruger Contracting, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Avera, and the Oahe YMCA.
There's a strike, the throw 2-2. The tag is applied. They got him out at second. No need to strike him out. The tag from the shortstop, Matt Hansen, to retire the side. And the Governors remain on top 2-0 after 3.5.
And by Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, First Dakota National Bank, CHS River Plains, Lamb Motors, Sander Auto Parts, and Gales Gas.
Curveball looked out for a strike 3, and that will end the ball game as the Governors will get a doubleheader sweep of the Huron Tigers. 6 straight strikeouts recorded by Lincoln Kindles to finish off the game.
And by Gateway Ford Lincoln and Toyota, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, and Faith Lutheran Church. Now, with the call of the game, the voice of the Pierre Governors, John Winkler.
And a good afternoon as we welcome you here, almost good evening, as we welcome you here to Harmon Park in Sioux Falls as the Pierre Governors will take on the Lincoln Patriots in a doubleheader as Pierre finally gets back to playing some baseball after being off for 2 weekends. One full weekend of no games and now back to action as the Governors come in at 3-3. Lincoln comes in having now at 2-6, but having won last night against O'Gorman in a single game. We'll talk about that game as we progress here today. But the Governors, this is a chance to kind of turn things around from a couple weekends ago. It wasn't the output that they were hoping to have. It wasn't the games that they were hoping to have. And, of course, it wasn't the result that they were hoping to have as they went 0-3 in those 3 games, losing to Brandon Valley on Friday, Harrisburg and Jefferson on Saturday. And too many strikeouts and too many guys left on base were the story of those 3 games, at least 2 of the 3 games. A good baseball game in total on Saturday against Jefferson, just a couple of mental mistakes as the Governors were unable to take advantage of a second and third situation, ended up being a triple play. That kind of cost them that inning, and they end up losing 3-2 off of just one solid inning of hitting from Jefferson. But here today, the Governors can forget all about that and get 2 big wins against the Lincoln Patriots, who got to be feeling pretty good that they got that win last night against the O'Gorman Knights, who O'Gorman remains without a win so far in the season. But it was an 8-3 win for Lincoln over O'Gorman. Vanguard got the win on the mound as Lincoln Vanguard end up throwing over 90 pitches, 98 pitches in total, as he went 5 2/3 innings. So he is unavailable today, but everybody else will be available for the Lincoln Patriots. After that, that was the only game that they have played all week. So everybody outside of Vasgard is available to pitch for the Lincoln Patriots. Obviously, everybody's available to pitch for the Pierre Governors, and Brady Getz is going to be the man to start game number 1 for the Governors, as he is making his 3rd appearance on the season, and he's going to be looking for a big opportunity to pick up a win here for the Governors and get things rolling for Pierre. You're listening to the pregame show, and we are getting set here for first pitch between Lincoln and Pierre. As we will step aside, we'll come back here in 3 minutes and have our pregame interview. We'll talk with Gary Nedved of the Pierre Governors. Back in 3 minutes, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At the Y, we're more than a gym. We're a cause-driven charitable organization nurturing the potential of every youth, adult, and senior in our community. From advocacy to childcare, disease prevention to athletics, swim lessons to safe spaces, our mission ensures that everyone, regardless of their financial situation, can participate in the services that we offer at the Y. We invite you to stop in and check out our youth sports, summer camps, group exercise classes, swim lessons, and so much more. Discover your Y at the Oahe Family YMCA in Pierre, where we are for youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
The count may change with every pitch, but what doesn't change is God's love for you. Come join us at Faith Lutheran Church to hear about the God who blesses us with athletic skill, meaningful relationships, and the peace and comfort that comes from his Son Jesus. You can worship on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. or on Sunday mornings at 8:30 or 11 a.m. Faith Lutheran Church is up the hill at 714 North Grand and happy to support our athletes, their families, and our community.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, joining me is Gary Nedved here for our pregame interview. And, well, Gary, you haven't played in about 2 weeks now, and last weekend wasn't the last time you guys played wasn't the best time out, but opportunity to make up for that. What's the feeling going into this weekend?
Well, we just got to get hot quick, I say, and just make sure we get in a good rhythm because, last games we had, we kind of got out of it, didn't win a game an entire weekend, so just try and get in rhythm.
You're hitting right now at over 500 on the season. You're hitting very good right now through the first 6 games. We're not going to try and jinx it by any means, but what have you seen at the plate? Why have you been so successful at the plate?
I just take the first pitch, I try and barrel up a ball as soon as I can. I'm not looking for anything big, just to hit a ball, get it in play. I'm not trying to take it yard. I'm just trying to play a little baseball, have a little fun up the plate.
Well, the wind's kind of blowing out here, at least pregame, kind of blowing out towards left field. I know you like you say, you don't try to do too much to try and barrel the ball, but the ball might fly here a little bit today.
Yeah, it's a good day to hit a couple out here for a righty, but I'm not really looking for home runs. I'm just up there to barrel a couple balls up, go yard, but not too much. Or if I go yard, that's obviously better, but I'm just trying to get on base.
If you do go yard, is there any kind of moves? Because a lot of guys like to, in the majors like to do an extra little step or so. Is there any kind of celebration around the base pass that you've been maybe thinking about if you do go yard?
Haven't got that far yet. It's usually on the fly.
So you get Lincoln here, and you'll play Washington tomorrow. But for most teams right now, there just hasn't been a whole lot out there. What do you? You played them last year, but what do you expect from them in this doubleheader?
I think they're a pretty good team. I think they're slept on, but I really don't know how deep their bullpen is, if they really have any guys that really throw hard or not. Because last year I didn't really play. I don't think I hit against these guys last year, but I'm looking forward to it.
Looking for a first pitch fastball, first at bat.
Yeah, basically.
So all right. Hopefully you get that first hit here because you're batting 2-hole in the lineup. So hopefully in the top of the first inning, you get a base hit, you can look up at the camera and give a thumbs up to me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
What's it going to take here to win at least 3 games? I know you're not looking forward ahead to tomorrow quite yet, but to maybe go 3-1 this weekend. What's it going to take?
It's going to take some serious pitching. We got those strikes. We got to quit walking people, and then we have to keep leaving people on base. We left 20 people on base last games we had, and that's just unacceptable. We got to send those guys home.
Hey, Gary, I appreciate the time. Thanks for doing that. Hey, you did a pretty good job. I know we talked in football quite a bit too, but hey, you're becoming a natural at this. Have you thought about it as a career?
It's an option.
See, it's not, hey, I'm always hiring. So no, hey, I appreciate the time. Good luck here this weekend.
Yep, thank you.
That is Gary Nedved, our pregame interview player of the day. As we'll have more of the pregame show after this. We're actually going to keep it right here on KCCR. You do a little talk double time right there. We are set for baseball as Jackson Bowe is on the mound, and the Pierre Governors and Lincoln Patriots are just about set here for Game 1 of their doubleheader. The lefty Jackson Bowe will toe the rubber as he will come in here to this contest. It looks like this will be his, let's see here, we'll make sure that we get this right. It's not going to be just his first appearance on the season. He has actually thrown 6 2/3 innings so far. This will be his third appearance and third start. He is 0-2 right now on the year as he has a ERA of 8.4 and a whip of 1.95 so far on the year as Lincoln Kindles will step to the mound, or step to the plates as we are set for baseball here this evening. And the Governors are going to be looking for a big doubleheader sweep here of Lincoln, but it all starts in game number 1 as Lincoln Kindles will be the first man to come to the plate. As the Governors are looking at 3-3 right now. Lincoln Patriots at 2-6, and we are set for baseball. Jackson Bowe, the lefty, will work from the stretch to begin the afternoon in the early evening of baseball. First pitch is missed low for ball 1, and we are underway here at 4:54. 6 minutes ahead of schedule. So it's good to have you with us here on this Friday, moving into the evening. Not quite there yet. It's not 5 o'clock somewhere. Here's the 1-0 pitch outside, and it's now quickly 2-0 to Lincoln Kindles. Kindles comes in hitting .294 on the season as he is got 5 hits so far, 2 triples, 7 runs driven in, tied for the team high in RBIs with Jet Zabel with 7. 2-0 pitch, there's a ground ball, left side, fielded by the third baseman, and Tolk, the throw to first, is going to be in time. The leadoff man retired to open up the ball game on a 5-3 put-up. As we go through the order, Gary Nedved is stepping to the plate now. He was our pregame interview and also our next batter, as he'll be followed by Jet Zabel, the number 3 hitter. Jaden Wiebe will be in the cleanup spot, batting 4th, playing second base. Matthew Hansen, the third baseman, batting 5th. Spencer Lettler will bat 6th in the DH spot. Grayson Hunsley, the catcher, batting 7th. Spencer Easlin batting 8th as he's out in left field. And batting 9th is Brecken Kruger as he is out in center field for the Governors. And again, Jackson Bowe on the mound for the Lincoln Patriots as he throws strike 1 to Gary Nedved, batting .526 on the season, and clearly the team high right now in batting average as the count is now quickly 0-2 as that was on the outside edge. And now Nedved's got to battle up with down 0-2 in the counts. Here in Game 1, inning 1 of our doubleheader. A very windy day here in Sioux Falls, and that's an average day in South Dakota as of late. So just winds are blaring through, but they're blowing out towards left field. Or at least they were in the pregame, and at least to start this game, the winds are blowing out towards left field. So right-handed hitters have a little bit, might have a better shot at maybe hitting some bombs. There's a 1-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Nedved, and he goes down on strikes, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the first inning, and it brings up the right fielder, Jet Zabel, who's worked his way to the number 3 spot in the order, as Zabel is hitting .421, 8 hits, 7 singles. That is the team high in singles, but also, again, tied with 7 RBIs with Lincoln Kindles as the team high. Here's the first pitch from the lefty to the lefty. That one misses outside for ball 1. And Jackson Bowe, he's a big left-hander. A nice flow to him, but he's got a good fastball, good velocity on what he throws for this Lincoln Patriots team. Seen him a couple times in the high school and in the summer season. There's a slow chopper fielded by Bowe. Underhand flip to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Lincoln Patriots here in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. Pierre Governors 0, Lincoln Patriots come to the plate. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Welcome back here to Harmon Park here at Harmon, the field number 1 here at Harmon Park is for the Lincoln Patriots as we have their batting order. Gavin Solomon, the catcher, will lead things off. Would be followed by Charlie Mickelson, the center fielder. Chase Houselog, the shortstop, will bat third. Jackson Bowe, the pitcher, batting in the cleanup spot. Lincoln Vascar, the winning pitcher last night, playing first base and batting fifth. Oscar Lockwood Powell is the right fielder, batting sixth. Nate Model is the second baseman, batting seventh. Ryan Huseman, the left fielder, or Husman, batting the left fielder, batting eighth. And Sawyer Tolk, the third baseman, will round out the order for the Lincoln Patriots as Brady Getz is on the mound for the Pierre Governors as he was making his third appearance of the season. He's their number 1 guy is Brady Getz as so far on the year 7 2/3 innings pitched as he is 1-1 of the season, an ERA of 7.30 and a whip of 1.95 as the first pitch is missed for ball 1 here to open up here in bottom of the first inning. And it is Gavin Solomon, the catcher, who went 3 for 5 yesterday for the Patriots over their win against the O'Gorman Knights. They won that 8-3. Picked up 3 runs in the second inning. Solomon had an RBI in that win. Lincoln struck out 6 times, drew 6 walks, but had 10 hits in the win last night. That one will just miss outside corner, and it's now 3-0. A lot of games going around here at Harmon Park. Actually, we're one of 3 games to be played here at Harmon Park. As that one is taken right down the middle, get me over strike on 3-0, and is now 3-1. There's also Harrisburg and Yankton playing tonight. Down in Yankton, here's a 3-1 pitch. That one will miss for ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk to Gavin Solomon. And I'll bring up Charlie Mickelson, the center fielder. Spencer Easlin is out in left, Brecken Kruger in center, and Jed Zabel is out in right. At third base, it is Matt Hansen, the shortstop Lincoln Kindles, followed by the second baseman Jaden Wiebe, first baseman Gary Nedved, and then the catcher Grayson Hunsley with Brady Getz on the mound for the Governors. Back-to-back lefties to open things up for the Lincoln Patriots. Charlie Mickelson, the center fielder, 0 for 3 yesterday in the win over O'Gorman. As there's a first pitch strike to the Lincoln center fielder. And for Mickelson, he's batting 227 with an on-base percentage of 346. With just 1 run driven in so far on the season. A pickoff attempt and back in safely is the runner at first base and Solomon. Straight 9 guys in the lineup, straight 9 guys in the field. Jackson Bowe hitting for himself, and as I mentioned in Sturgis, it's not a traditional National League lineup, it's a vintage National League lineup now. It's an old school National League lineup. There's a fly ball out left field, going back on it, still Eason, still going back. It's going to get over his head. That wind carried that one all the way out to the bottom of the fence. Rounding third and trying to score is Solomon. There's not going to be a throw from Keenels, as that wind was probably not going to allow that ball to get its way over into towards Grayson Hunsley, and it's a RBI double for the center fielder Mickelson, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. And that ball just continued to carry. I mean, that when that ball went up, it looked like it was a routine fly ball, and actually one that Spencer Easlin probably would have to come in on to make the play. But that wind just carried it farther and farther out, and that's going to be the challenge of the day today. Any ball that's hit out towards, actually just hitting up in the air, that ball might be coming to you when it first leaves the bat, and it's going to be nowhere close to you by the time it lands. So the outfielders have to be very alert as the 0-1 pitch to the number 3 hitter, and Chase Houselog misses upstairs, and it's now 1-1. Houselog, 208 batting average so far, 2 triples for him, 7 runs driven in. That is the most on the team so far for the Lincoln Patriots. That one's popped foul, and it will get out of play, but it does not land on top of the grandstand. I thought maybe it would find its way back to land on top of the grandstand. The count's now 1-2. It is, like I said, it's going to be a windy day throughout this doubleheader. Time is called by the home plate umpire in from Houselog. They say the wind right now, it's saying the wind's going northwest at 26 miles an hour. And it is for sure gusting at way more than 26, way more than 30. You can guarantee that. Here's a 1-2 pitch again to Houselog. There's a fly ball out to left field. That one's going to get back. And as the wind continues to carry it, it's going to go one hop off the fence, and it's now a 2-0 lead. Houselog rounds second. He's not stopping. He's coming for third. The throw to third is not in time, and it's a triple for Chase Houselog and Lincoln Patriots. Now up 2-0 on back-to-back doubles by Mickelson and Houselog, and it brings up Jackson Bowe. Actually, it's a double and a triple. Back-to-back extra base hits for the Lincoln Patriots, and Jackson Bowe, who's already got some help, can help himself out to get a 3-0 lead with the runner just 90 feet away. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. And that also leads to pitchers got to stay low. The key to the game is you got to stay low in the zone. You can't leave anything up, because that is going to be the case all afternoon and all evening. If you leave the ball up, it's going to, if it's high, let it fly, and that's exactly what hitters need to do today if it is high up in the zone. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Bowe. That's upstairs, and it's now 2-1. So for Jackson Bowe, 308 batting average. Just 4 hits so far, 3 singles and a double. Looking for his first RBI. And the 2-1 pitch, that's going to should do enough for an RBI as Brecken Kruger waits on it out in center field. He'll make the catch. He's going to try and fire it all the way in. It's not going to make it there in time, and it's a sacrifice fly for Jackson Bowe. There's one down, but it's now a 3-0 lead for the Lincoln Patriots as all 3 men that came to the plate, the first 3 batters, have all come in to score. And if you are watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports right now, Brecken Kruger is 10 feet to the left of second base out in center field. And not even 10 feet. I mean, he is very far left. He's almost playing the left center field gap. And Jackson Bowe, when that ball was hit, was on the right side of second base. It was going out towards right center field. And Kruger had to wait on it, stand where he was at, and just kind of wait on it for it to finally fall its way to the left side of center field. As it counts quickly 0-2 here to Lincoln Vasgard, the first baseman, and the number 5 hitter in the order. Nobody on and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. A 3-0 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. 0-2 pitch. Just a bit outside, trying to nibble the corner was Nedved, trying to get, Getz trying to get Vasgard to chase. And just couldn't quite paint that corner. Here's the 1-2 pitch now from Brady Getz to Lincoln Vasgard. Comes inside and hits him up near the helmet. And from 0-2, went to 1-2 and a hit by a pitch. And that's the second free pass, although if you ask Vasgard, there's nothing free about that one. He earned his stripes to reach first base. And it brings up Oscar Lockwood-Powell, the right fielder. 6 man to come to the plate right now here. Just 1 down and 1 on in the bottom of the first. And a 3-0 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. Governors dropped all 3 games 2 weekends ago. Did not play last weekend because of weather. First pitch is at the knees for strike 1. And right now, and not the start they were hoping for in the first inning. When 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and the first 3 guys scored for the Lincoln Patriots here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's an off-speed pitch that finds the zone. Is now 0-2. The wind kind of caught that one up too. That was a slow changeup from Brady Getz. It's going to be harder to get that curveball working because the wind's not really in your favor. 0-2 pitch. That one's high and outside, trying to get him to chase, and wasn't close enough for Lockwood Powell to try and chase, and it's now 1-2. Governors are here again tomorrow against the Washington Warriors in another doubleheader at 1-3. 1-2 pitch. That one's chopped off the plate. Getz will field. He'll look at second, but the only play is to first. Nedved will catch a 1-3 putout, and there's now 2 down. And the runner, Vasgard, moves up to second. He's in scoring position with Nate Model, the second baseman, to the plate. 200 batting average so far. 4 hits, 3 singles, 1 double, 4 runs driven in. He's got another RBI opportunity right now, as he has a runner on second in Vasgard with 2 away here in the bottom of the first. First pitch will miss for ball 1. Eastland is playing really far back and also close to the line again, and there's time is called as a balk is called on Brady Getz. And so over to third base will be Vasgard, and he's now 90 feet away from making it a 4-0 game. There's a strike taken, and the count's now 1-1. Did not see what happened with Getz on if he came set and maybe hesitated before he went, but the home plate umpire was the one that called the balk. That 1-1 pitch is upstairs, misses just above the letters, and the count's now 2-1. These are 4 big games for the Pierre Governors, who got off to a good start at 3-0, now at 3-3. There's a foul ball out of play on the right side. That one's lined out of play, and the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on third, 2 down here in the bottom of the first. 3 runs on 2 hits so far for the Patriots in this first inning. A walk, hit by pitch, a double, and a triple. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled back, and we'll do it again here at 2-2. Hussman is on deck, followed by Sawyer Tolk. That would be 8 and 9 in the batting order. Here's the 2-2. That one's fouled out of play just over the first base dugout. We'll do it again at 2-2. And a good battle here between Model and Getz. From the windup, Getz delivers the 2-2 pitch. That one's outside, and the count is now 3-2. Vasgard is on at third, as Getz will go from the windup with it being a 3-2 count and with just a runner on third base. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one's popped up, foul territory, out towards Eastland as he comes in foul territory. He will dive, but he can't make the catch as it goes off the glove. And another opportunity for Getz. It's a long way for Eastland to come in. Nearly made that diving play, but Getz will have one more at least one more pitch here in this bottom of the first. Listen to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station. 3-0. Patriots lead here in the bottom of the first. Runner on third, 2 outs, a 3-2 count. Governors went 1-2-3 at the top of the first. Patriots had their first 3 guys reach base and all scored. There's a ground ball up the middle. Kindles will field it short. Across, the throw to first is in time, and that retires the side here in the bottom of the first inning. But not before 3-run score, 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 1 complete here in Sioux Falls. The Lincoln Patriots, they lead the Pierre Governors 3-0. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the parts you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Innovation, It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
As we head to the top of the second, Pierre Governors have work in front of them now as they are down at 3-0 to the Lincoln Patriots. Jaden Wiebe, Matthew Hansen, and Spencer Lettler, 4, 5, and 6 to be the first 3 hitters here for the Governors. As they went 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first inning. It's essential to get some guys on base and to start to go to work here in this top of the second. Jaden Wiebe, as he comes in here to this ball game, batting .308. All 4 hits have been singles, 3 runs driven in so far for Wiebe. First pitch swinging, ground ball to the left side, a high chopper for Houselog. The throw across the diamond's in time, and there's 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Governors last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, last time that they played, just struck out too many times in those losses. They did strike out 6 times, which was better than the 10 strikeouts they had against Harrisburg and the 12 strikeouts they had against Brandon Valley in those 3 losses. And that's could be the difference. I mean, going to be a difference maker. This Pierre team's got to put the ball in play, and successful teams in high school baseball and Legion baseball of any kind just don't strike out. You want to put the ball in play, make the other team field it. As it counts 1-1 here to Matt Hansen. Hansen comes in .308 batting average, 4 hits with 3 RBIs. And you look up and down the lineup here for the Governors, and they've got guys that are hitting the ball well. I mean, they're, as a team, batting .321 so far. But you just look at how many strikeouts they have as a team. 42 in 6 games is not going to – it won't cut it to be one of those top 4 teams to host a region round, which they've been fortunate to be able to do that in the last – long couple years. 3-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Hansen. And the count's now 3-2. Bo with an off-speed pitch that Hansen was looking fastball. Swung and missed it. And the count's now full at 3-2 here with 1 down. Nobody on in the top of the second. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Comes inside, and there's a walk to Hansen, the first base runner of the ball game for the Pierre Governors. And it brings up the DH and Spencer Lettler. Pierre has drawn 32 walks, now make it 33, and but 42 strikeouts. They've been hit a couple different times too. But overall, their on-base percentage is still .461, batting average of .321. But those strikeouts are just and it really it almost feels like you're putting the ball in play, you're striking out. As the first pitch misses to Lettler outside, and it's 1-0. And sure, the Major League game has kind of gone that way, where you'd rather go 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts and 1 home run than 3 for 4, 3 singles, which analytics tells you that's better. On an eyeball test, I'm not sure if that's much better, but Spencer Lettler is hit by a pitch, so now there is 2 men on with 1 out, and the Governors have to take advantage of some free passes, as they left 6 men on base against the Jefferson Cavaliers. They left 8 men on base, even though they had 2 hits against Harrisburg. Led 8 men on base against Harrisburg in that 17-4 loss, and left 10 men on base in the 7-5 loss to Brandon Valley. Runners in scoring position, hitting with runners in scoring position. It's easy to hit with nobody on base. It's much harder to hit with guys in scoring position. Grayson Hunsley has that opportunity right now as he fouls the first pitch back, and it's 0-1. So far for Grayson Hunsley, he has taken that catching position by the horns. He's batting .389. 7 hits, 5 singles, 2 doubles, 5 runs driven in for Hunsley. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Jackson Bowe to Hunsley. That one's fisted off the glove of the third baseman, Tolk, as he jumped forward. They'll go station to station. The bases are now loaded. That will go down as the first base hit for the Pierre Governors. And Hunsley continues to swing a hot bat for Pierre, and it brings up Spencer Easlin, the left fielder, with the bases loaded and 1 down here in the top of the second. And again, even as, I wouldn't say softly as the ball was hit, but as the ball was up just a little bit in the air, that wind took it probably another foot. That if it's not windy, it's probably just a line drive that Tolk makes an easy catch on. But he had to jump for it, and he couldn't make the catch. First pitch to Spencer Easlin, misses inside for ball one. Spencer Easlin, the left fielder. He comes in hitting .444. All 4 hits have been singles, 1 run driven in. But he's got 2 ducks in the pond right now in scoring position, 3 ducks out there on the base pass. There's a swing and a miss by Easlin, and it's now 1-1. On deck is the number 9 hitter in Brecken Kruger. Bases loaded, 1 down here in the top of the second. A 3-0 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. Jackson Bowe comes set from the stretch. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Easlin. On the outside edge and taken for a strike, and the count is now 1-2. 1 strikeout so far for Bowe, and for the Governors, they want to keep that strikeouts to a minimum. He'll come set from the stretch again. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Easlin. He'll foul, get a piece of it, fouls it back to the backstop, and the count remains at 1-2. You want to find a way to, you got to score at least 1 run to get back to the top of the order. But you want to try and find a way to get back to the top of the order, because this is a big inning for Pierre after going down 3-0. If you can tack on a couple runs and draw closer, if not tie it up, that'll be huge for Brady Getz on the mound, and also for this Pierre Governor team to keep their heads up. And it's easy when things go bad to put that head down rather quickly. With the bases loaded here and 1 down, count is now 2-2 to Easlin. Hansen's at third, Lettler at second, and it is Hunsley at first. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Easlin will sky it out to center field. That's going to drive in at least 1 run. Still going back as a center fielder, and Mickelson will make the catch. 2 runners will tag up. The throw to third. Lettler did a good job of tagging up, got to third base. Hansen came in to score on the RBI sac fly, and now with 2 away, they have runners at the corners. And Lettler, you got to be sure on that one. Don't make the first or third out at third base, but Lettler, the speed that he has, is able to get to third. And a sac fly RBI for Spencer Easlin. And a 3-1 ball game now here with 2 away in the top of the second. And Brecken Kruger, the base hit, could easily make this a 3-2 game. The umpire talking with Jackson Bowe. When he gets back on the rubber, Pierre's in for the sign. And now he will step off and curl out his catcher Solomon to go through the signs. And Major League Baseball has gone to some, like an automated system of being able to punch in the number. You don't have to actually put down any fingers anymore. You can get an earpiece in and you just hear fastball inside or curveball outside or whatever you want to do. Just push in the numbers and try and speed up the game a little bit that way. First pitch is taken at the knees for strike 1 to Kruger. Kruger's .267 batting average, 4 runs driven in. 1 double so far in the season for the junior. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Bowe to Kruger. Ground ball, high chopper again. Houselog will take it. Underhand flip to second, and that will retire the side here in the top of the second inning. 1 run does score in the inning on just 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. After an inning and a half, the Pierre Governors, they trail the Lincoln Patriots 3-1. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Back here, bottom of the second inning, the Pierre Governors, they trail at 3-1 as we have 8, 9, and 1 for the Lincoln Patriots. Ryan Huseman, Sawyer Tolk, and Gavin Solomon will be the first three hitters. 8-9-1 here for Lincoln, as Ryan Huseman will step to the plate as he is looking for his first hit. 0 for 7 so far, so not a lot of at-bats quite yet, as the first pitch will miss for ball 1 to Huseman. So 3 runs on 2 hits in that first inning for the Lincoln Patriots. The 1-0 pitch is missed low and outside, and the count's now 2-0. They had a walk, a double, and a triple, the first 3 batters for Lincoln in that first inning. That one will catch the outside corner for strike 1. The count is now 2-1. Patriots, again, won 8-3 yesterday against the O'Gorman Knights. 2-1 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 3-1. And yesterday, for Huseman, was did not play in that game, as it's now a full count to Huseman. In Vasgard pitched, he threw 98 pitches, 61 strikes, and 5 2/3 innings for the Lincoln Patriots. It's a solid outing, especially early on in the year. 3-2 pitch is looked at for strike 3. Huseman couldn't pull the trigger, and the leadoff man is retired on the first strikeout of the ball game for Brady Getz. And there's one down to bring up Sawyer Tolk, the third baseman. And for Sawyer Tolk, 111 on the season so far. Just 2 hits. Tolk yesterday went 0 for 2. First pitch outside edge for strike 1. Home plate umpire in this game allowing maybe a little bit off the plate on the outside, but been consistent through the first, inning and a half, and 1 out. The count's now 0-2, and again, Getz is kind of painting the outside corner. Hunsley sitting a little bit farther out. Looking to maybe Greg Maddox this at-bat. 0-2 pitch, reaching for it, popped up, and that wind's going to take it out into left center field, down for a base hit. Might have been able to get out there anyway without the wind, but a base hit for Sawyer Tolk on an 0-2 pitch. That's a protection swing down 0-2, and Tolk was able to get his third hit of the season. And it brings back up the top of the order, and Gavin Solomon, the catcher, with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Solomon drew a walk, came around to score on the RBI double from Charlie Mickelson. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Solomon a .250 batting average. All 6 hits have been singles so far. 3 runs driven in as he sits in that leadoff spot. There's a foul off of Hunsley. Going off the shoulder, off the side of the shoulder. And the count's now 1-1 as the home plate umpire will walk out to hand Brady Getz a new baseball to allow Hunsley a little bit some time. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner on first and 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one will hit Gavin Solomon and is now first and second. So he has been on base both times with a walk and a hit by pitch. And it now brings up Charlie Mickelson, the center fielder, who was already 1 for 1 with an RBI double. He's got 2 men on base right now here for the Lincoln Patriots. Good to hear from Rick Gordon, who says he misses run up to the press box with the lineups, and I don't know if the way the wind is, he'd take a long time to get up to the press box, and it took me a long time to get to the press box the way that wind is howling across into left field here at Harmon. That one's fouled out of play on the first pitch to to Charlie Mickelson. The count is 0-1. Rick Gordon ran game changer quite a bit. Always good to talk to him. And 0-1 pitch is outside. It's now 1-1. Andy Gordon at SDSU, and I think the Governors would be happy to have his bat back in the lineup. I think there's a lot of guys that the Governors would like to have. Of course, these 9 guys in the lineup today, and all the guys in the lineup are on the team very capable, but I'd like to have them back for maybe a couple more games. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's fouled back, and the count's now 2-2. I do want to pass along right now that there are 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, one for Jackson County until 6:15 Central Time, and then another for Brule County until 6:15 Central Time. So without looking at the radar right now, just getting that information, News Director Zach Nelson and DT Meyer potentially could have some severe weather coverage. All kind of they're going to look at that and see where the storms are located and how they could, and if they're really on the inside the listening area. There's a ground ball over the second baseman, Wiebe. He'll flip to second for one, back to first. It is in time for a 4-6-3 double play to end the bottom of the second inning. And the Lincoln Patriots don't agree with that call at first base, but a big 4-6-3 double play to retire the side here in the second. Fantastic flip from Wiebe and a good turn from Lincoln Keenels over at short. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the third. The Pierre Governors down 3-1. Let's see if the momentum gets them on their side. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match-sealing takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
After a 4-6-3 double play, the Pierre Governors now have, maybe they have the momentum on their side as they step to the plate here at the top of the third, and they have the top of the order to work with. Lincoln Keenels, Gary Nedved, Jed Zabel. The first 3 hitters will be followed by Jaden Wiebe. And again, for those that are right now here watching on or maybe watching on YouTube or listening on KCCR, if you're going to be looking for severe weather coverage for Jackson County and Brule County, News Director Zach Nelson will be on our FM stations on Country 95.3 and also on Capital City Rock. He'll have those shortly. He'll be starting shortly. He just sent me that text. So we'll have some severe weather coverage on our FM stations, and if need be, just be aware that if need be, if Zach needs to get on the AM station, he will. We'll jump to just a YouTube feed only and then get back with the game whenever that is possible. But just be aware right now, if you're looking for severe weather coverage, it will be starting over on the FM stations on Country 95.3 and Capital City Rock 104.5, and we'll have Facebook as well. As Lincoln Keenel steps to the plate, and the first pitch is taken for strike one here to open up the top of the third. Sun is out right now here in Sioux Falls, so we're not too concerned about potentially being delayed here. But I know that there's some severe weather in and around the listening area. 0-1 pitch is fouled back, and it's now 0-2. Keenel's grounded out to the third baseman, and Tolkien his first at-bat. Keenel's be followed by Nedved and Zabel. Down 3-1 here in the top of the third. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors so far for the Governors. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Lincoln Patriots. That one is just a bit upstairs and maybe a little bit outside, and it's now 1-2. Jackson Bowe, who has worked those first two innings, allowing just that 1 run. The 1-2 pitch is outside, and from 0-2, we're now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Patriots are wearing their baby blue jerseys. Their white pants, and the Governors have the green jerseys with the green sleeves, or the gray jerseys with the green sleeves, and the gray pants as well. Lincoln Keenels calls time. Been a exciting week for Keenels. Been an exciting couple months for Lincoln Keenels, but Monday, got the call Monday night as a 2-2 pitch misses inside, and it's now 3-2. Got the call Monday night, had been offered to go to Washington State. And then on Tuesday, the University of Washington came out to see him throw and offered him to go out to Washington. Then North Dakota State, the reigning FCS national champion, have offered yesterday afternoon as he fouls the 3-2 pitch back and remain at a full count. So, of course, he's got a basketball offer right now from the University of South Dakota, and then football offers from SDSU, NDSU, Colorado State, Arkansas State, Washington State, Washington, and Pittsburgh. 3-2 is fouled out of play over the right side. Group of young ladies walking down to whichever field they're going to go to, and thankfully split between all of them and didn't hit them. So the count remains at 3-2. Here in the leadoff man, the top of the third, and the leadoff man in the order as well. 3-2 pitch again, outside, and Keenels draws a leadoff walk. And a good battle there from Lincoln Keenels. Down 0-2 in the count, fouled off a couple pitches and draws the leadoff walk to allow Gary Nedved to come to the plate with a runner on base. Here to open up the top of the third. So as you maybe heard that Ryan Curry yelling out those numbers, and again, that's how it's not the signs that you typically see or vintagely see. Vintagely is even a word. They call out the numbers, and again, that allows guys to keep focused on the pitcher. Guys to just get on base, and you can quickly yell at the numbers. You just got to be listening. And now the problem is that the wind might, as it picks up here at Harmon Park, it makes it a little bit harder to hear sometimes. Nedved will ground it over the third baseman, Tolko. Throw to second for 1. Back to first. It's a 5-4-3 double play. And the leadoff walk is now retired on the double play. And that's the second time we've seen a double play in the last 2 half innings. And there's now, instead of the leadoff man on base, there's 2 quickly down to bring up Jet Zabel. Zabel grounded back to the pitcher, Bowe, in his first at bat. As there is 2 down, nobody on here in the top of the third. And a 3-1 lead here for the Patriots. Here's the first pitch to Zabel. That one is taken high for ball 1. Oh, well, actually, it's going to be taken for a strike at the letters. There's a ground ball. It doesn't matter either way, as it's going to be fielded by the second baseman, and Model. The throw to first is in time, and a unconventional 1-2-3 inning, but no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. The Pierre Governors still trailing the Lincoln Patriots 3-1. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know my air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you. As we welcome you back here at the bottom of the third inning, the Pierre Governors down 3-1, and it is 3, 4, and 5 here now for the Lincoln Patriots, as it'll be Chase Houselog, Jackson Bowe, and Lincoln Vasgard to be the first three hitters. He might reach his base, be Oscar Lockwood Powell, the number 6 hitter. Houselog, his first at-bat, tripled home a run. That made it 2-0 at the time. It was a 3-0 lead for the Patriots after the first inning. It's now 3-1 as that first pitch comes in, bounces in, and it will go to the backstop, and it's 1-0 to Chase Houselog. The Governors down 3-1. Brady Getz working into his third inning. That one will miss low, and it's now 2-0. Look at the pitch total here for both these pitchers, but one for Brady Getz, who is throwing right now for the Governors. That one will come inside, and the count's now 3-0, as that was his 52nd pitch of the evening. Jackson Bowe, so far through 3 innings, has thrown 39 pitches. That one will be over for a strike, and is now 3-1 to number 3 hitter Houselog. Good hitters count here for Houselog. Bowe in a good spot to continue to work for the Lincoln Patriots. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Grounded foul down the third baseline, and it's now a 3-2 count. Governors will most likely see at some point Christian Bush and Spencer Kelly. Maybe see Jet Zabel as well. Spencer Kelly, Matt Hansen will not be with the team tomorrow because they will be playing tennis in Harrisburg. Both had a solid day yesterday against Aberdeen Central, both going 2-0, winning their singles and their doubles match in 2 different doubles matches. As the 3-2 pitch is outside and taken for ball 4, and the leadoff walk issued to Houselog. And it will bring up now Jackson Bowe, who drove in the third run of the ball game on a RBI sac fly out to center field. So as he is 0 for 0 right now, second plate appearance for the pitcher Bowe. Here's the first pitch. Just misses outside for ball 1. Again, no action, though, in the bullpen for the Governors. Talking about other guys that are available, but no action out there for Pierre. And maybe Jaden Weeby's the first guy to come in relief, so he's out there on the field right now. There's a steal attempt. The throw to second is taken for a strike, and an easy steal from Houselog. He got to second before the ball even got close to being there, and the count's now 1-1. And so the number 3 hitter Houselog is now in score position. The cleanup hitter Jackson Bowe. And a 1-1 count. Here in the bottom of the third, nobody out. 3-1 lead. That one's fouled back, and it's now 1-2. 1 run, 1 hit for Pierre, 3 runs, 3 hits for Lincoln. So far, the Governors have left 2 men on base, as well as Lincoln. No errors on either side. Guess will come set from the stretch. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Jackson Bowe. They'll pop that one foul. That will get out of play. And we'll do it again here at 1-2. This is our first of 4 games here this weekend. Another game here tonight, which will start probably closer to 7:30, if I had to guess, between 7 and 7:30, which one will be, but probably closer to 7:30, as that one's outside, and it's now 2-2. And then tomorrow at 1 o'clock starts a doubleheader against the Washington Warriors, back here in Harmon 1. And then after that, the Governors are at home the rest of the way, as that one's fouled back, and it's still 2-2. A lot of home cooking here for the rest of the season after this weekend for the Governors. They start their home stretch Tuesday against the Huron Tigers. It'll be one lone varsity game. And then they have a doubleheader against Harrisburg. And then Sturgis, Stevens, and a big weekend after that. And there's going to be a lot of games at Hyde Stadium. But the good thing is it's all at Hyde Stadium. There's no more traveling after you get back home on Saturday till at least the postseason. 2-2 pitch is missed outside and high, and it's now 3-2. Pierre is supposed to have their home opener last Saturday against Brookings. That's going to be made up now on Tuesday, May 10th. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Bo, and there's a strikeout for Getz, his second of the ball game. There's one down here in the bottom of the third. And that will bring up Lincoln Vascar, the first baseman who was hit by a pitch in his first trip to the plate. Two guys have been hit by a pitch. There's been 2 walks issued by Brady Getz. Here's the first pitch to Vascar, the first baseman. Checks his swing. They say he swung, as Hunsley did a really good job of blocking that up. Popped up in front of him, and no chance for Houselog to try and attempt to take third base. The count's 0-1 here to Vascar. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Getz. There's a ground ball left side. Keenels will bobble, pick it back up, and as he tried to transition from the glove to the hand, unable to make that transition cleanly, so it's now first and third. It would have been tough after it bounced off of him in the first place. So it's now first and third with one down here in the bottom of the third with Oscar Lockwood Powell, the right fielder, come to play. You're still ground ball from getting out of this inning. But again, any fly ball will probably get the job done just because, again, how windy it is. Even a fly ball that might be just relatively outside the infield will probably be deep enough to bring home a run. Here's the first pitch to Lockwood Powell. A little bit of a delayed steal, but taking second is Vascar, and it's now second and third, so now we'll see if the infield comes all the way in for the Governors. And they're going to bring the infield all the way in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is on the outside edge at the letters, and is now 1-1. Again, the strike zone, especially for righties, that outside strike is definitely available, has been for both teams so far. Here's a 1-1 pitch. There's a line shot. He's going to take one hop in front of Wiebe. He'll underhand flip it to Nedved, and unable to score on that was the runner at third base in Houselog. So a 4-3 putout. Wynn kind of brought that one down. And now here's Nate Model, the second baseman, with 2 away here in the bottom of the third, and 2 runners in scoring position at second and third base right now. They have ruled the Vascar batted ball in air on Keenels. First pitch is over for strike 1. So that's the first error of the ball game between either side. And Model, the second baseman, 0 for 1, grounded out to Keenels in his first at-bats. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's outside, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Big spot here in this ball game. Base hit makes it 5-1. You can keep this at a 3-1 deficit. There's a swing and a miss. Good speed there from Getz. Good velocity on that pitch. Model swings through it, and it's now 1-2. Strike away from getting out of this inning. Getz will work from the windup. And now here's the 1-2 pitch. Line shot over the head of Wiebe into right center field. Zabel will come up. He's going to fire it back in. Nedved cuts it off. The throw to the plate is off the glove of Hunsley. Wasn't going to be able to make the tag. It's a 2 RBI single with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. And Lincoln has opened back up and now has their largest lead at 4 with a 5-1 lead over the Governors. And a good 2-strike approach from Vascar, as he was able to take that the other way, line it into right center. Zabel playing farther into right center field because of the wind. So it kept the runner at first base, and a good job by Zabel to throw it low for Nedved to cut it off. They had somewhat of an opportunity. I mean, the throw was high, but it wasn't going to get the runner anyway. As there's a foul back by Ryan Huseman. who is 0 for 1, struck out looking to open up the bottom of the second. But it keeps that runner at first base. And keeps it it was going to be a single either way, but keeps him from going to second on the throw. Counts now 1-1 to Huseman. Sawyer Tolk, the third baseman, on deck. Be the number 9 hitter. Runner takes off for a second. Pitch is high, and another steal for the Patriots. And Model will take second. And for the Governors, that's been one issue that we'll have to continue to work on, is trying to hold runners on base. That one's on the inside edge, and it's taken down 2-2. Hunsley had no shot, even with a pitch right down the middle. Hunsley doesn't have a shot to throw him out. It's been maybe I wouldn't say a weak spot of the Governors, but something that definitely needs to be worked on. The 2-2 is upstairs, and the count's now 3-2. Trying to hold guys at first base. You get sometimes too much in a rhythm. It becomes easy for guys to find that rhythm and steal bases on you. That one's fouled back and out of play. And the count remains at 3-2. It fouled back and stayed in play off the screen, but a 3-2 count here to Huseman. 3-2 pitch. That one's out towards right center field. That one's more towards center field. Is down for extra bases. Another run will come in to score. Kruger will pick it up. An RBI double with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and is now a 6-1 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. That's their second inning now with at least 3 runs, or second inning with 3 runs. The third extra base hit for the Lincoln Patriots here in game number 1. A 6-1 advantage now for Lincoln, as Sawyer Tolk, the third baseman, 1 for 1 with a single, comes to the plate. First pitch fouls it straight back. Governors will start to get some action down the bullpen, as Johnny Lyons will make his way down and start warming up for Pierre. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Getz to Tolk. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch there from Brady Getz. And the count is now 0-2 to the number 9 hitter in Sawyer Tolk. Again, Kruger playing out in left center field. Zabel out in right center field. And Eason not hugging the line, but pretty much hugging the line. That one's popped up on the right side. Gary Nedved will call for it. Can't make the catch. And that'll be an error charge to Nedved, and it's now first and third. That wind creating some havoc. And the inning will continue with runners at the corners. And 2 errors in the inning charged against the Governors. And that'll bring up Gavin Solomon back to the top of the order, as he is 0 for 0, was walked and was hit by a pitch. Runners at first and third here, and 2 away. Runner takes off. That one's behind the batter in Solomon. To the backstop it goes. The runner will come in to score. Stopping at second is Tolk. And it's now a 7-1 ball game as the Patriots continue to tack on here. A 4-run bottom of the third inning here for Lincoln. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's outside, and the count is now 2-0. Lions warming up in the right field bullpen now for the Governors. 2-0 pitch. Bounces in. Good block there from Hunsley, and the count's now 3-0. 2 hits in the inning. 1 walk and 2 errors that allowed those base runners for the Lincoln Patriots. 3-0 pitch. Swinging on 3-0 and grounding it just foul down the first base line. Solomon was given the green lights with a 6-run lead. And it's still a good hitter's count here at 3-1 to Gavin Solomon, the catcher. Runner on second, that is Tolk. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Upstairs. And now it's 3-1. I know there's 3 other balls that were thrown. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one's flied out towards center field. That one's going to get down in front of Kruger. And it will land in for a base hit, another RBI single. And it's now 8-1, a 5-run third inning. And the Airs have come back to haunt the Governors. As Ryan Kruger will make his way out. Looks like maybe John Lyons. Yep, he is on his way into the game. So we will step aside for a minute. We'll come back and we'll tell you the changes, give you the numbers on John Lyons. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
So it is John Lyons now on the mound here for the Pierre Governors as they are trailing 8-1 with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. And for John Lyons, this will be his third appearance on the season. 2 1/3 innings pitched so far. He's given up 3 hits, 2 runs. None of those have been earned. 3 walks with 2 strikeouts. His ERA is 0. His WHIP is 2.571 so far on the year. And his task is to get this third out in Charlie Mickelson and let the Governors start to wake the bats up. 8 runs, 6 hits, and no errors for Lincoln. But in this inning, they have 3 hits in the inning with 1 walk and 2 errors. So it's not been the inning for the Governors defensively, and Brady Getz still responsible for that runner at first base, although everything has been unearned in the last couple of runs that have scored because it has been a couple errors with 2 outs in the inning. So John Lyons has to work from the stretch to open things up here. His first pitch is taken upstairs for ball 1. Mickelson so far, he doubled home the first run of the ball game. Grounded into the inning-ending double play in the bottom of the second. So he is the 9th man to come to the plate here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 pitch is popped up left side. Spencer Easlin, he waits for it, still waiting for it, and he'll make the catch. That one almost popped out of the glove, but he does make the catch to retire the side here in the bottom of the third inning. 5-run score in the inning. 3 hits for Lincoln in the inning. 2 errors for the Governors and 1 man left on base. We have played 3 completes, and the Governors are down by 7 to Lincoln 8-1. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Top of the fourth inning. Governors now down 8-1. Have a lot of work in front of them. And it is for the Governors. It will be 4, 5, and 6. Jaden Wiebe, Matthew Hansen, Spencer Lettler. Those guys led off the top of the second, scored the lone run so far for the Governors. So as they trail by 7, they've got a lot of work in front of them here in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Pierre trying to stay away from falling under 500. As for the most part, in the last, probably in their history of high school baseball, hasn't been too many times they've been under 500. Here's the first pitch to Jaden Wiebe, the cleanup hitter in the order. Leadoff man here in the top of the fourth is taken for strike 1. This has been the wind is the wind, and it's been windy for pretty much every single game we've had so far this year, but this has been the best temperature for baseball, best weather that we've had for baseball so far in 2022, as that one is fouled back, so it's now quickly 0-2 here to Wiebe. Tomorrow's going to be looking like a pretty good day as well, temperature-wise at least. Should be around 75. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one misses well outside, and the count's now 1-2. And Jackson Bowe with 39 pitches through 3 innings, so up to 42 here with pitch number 43 on the way in a 1-2 count to Wiebe. There's a ground ball, third baseman off the glove of Tolkien into left field, and Jaden Wiebe will reach base, and that will bring up Matthew Hansen, and that will be an air charge to the third baseman Tolk, as Hansen drew a walk in his first trip to the plate. The leadoff man is on base for the Governors. Second time they've had that in 4 innings. McKinnles, who led off with a walk, was retired on a double play last inning. First pitch to Hansen on the outside edge and taken for strike 1. More straightaway outfield for the Lincoln Patriots, where the Governors are playing a full-blown shift at all times. Hansen showing bunt, pulls it back. Almost taking off for second was Wiebe. The throw to first base, and back in diving safely is Wiebe, as the tag was not applied from Vasgard. And the count is now even at a ball and a strike. So now it's 1 run, 1 hit, and 2 errors for the Governors. 8 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the Lincoln Patriots. 1-1 pitch. Hansen trying to drop down a bunt again. Down the first base line. It rolls foul, and it will be picked up foul by Bowe. The count's now 1-2. That was nearly a perfect bunt from Hansen to reach base. A little bit of small ball for the Governors, but now with 2 strikes, so will most likely be swinging away. Bowe will get a new baseball. The way the Governors are lined up, and again, with the way the wind is, can't really blame them how they're lined up, but you're basically missing the right center fielder and have a slow pitch softball outfield. The way Easland's over by the line, Krieger in left center field, and Zabel in right center field. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hansen pops that one up to the left center field. That one's going to get down for a base hit, and is now first and second. Little help for the win, but a good job by Hansen to pick up a base hit. Just the second hit of the ball game now for the Governors. And they got first and second with nobody out for Spencer Lettler, who was hit by a pitch in his first trip to the plate. Spencer Lettler, he comes in so far on the season, hitting at .222. Both of his hits have been singles. He's driven in 4 runs so far for the Governors. Here's the first pitch to Lettler. A little bit of a half swing, a check swing that wasn't expecting that fastball to have that much velocity on it. And the count is 0-1. Bowe comes set from the stretch. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Lettler, and it's now 0-2. And talking about slow pitch softball, but just last summer in one of the state tournament games between Post State and Harrisburg, the Governors did have a slow pitch softball outfield. They put 4 guys out in the outfield when Chase Mason came to the plate. 0-2 pitch, curveball taken for strike 3, and there's now 1 down here in the top of the 4th, and it will bring up Grayson Hunsley, who has the only other hit so far for the Governors, as he comes up with first and second once again here, and 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Worked out well for the Governors. Mason, I think, went 0 for 4 in that game. Pierre ended up picking up that win, advancing to face Renner the next day, before falling in what would be technically the 3rd place game, or I'd say the 3rd place game, and taking 3rd in state in 2021. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Hunsley. There's a ground ball to the left side. It'll be fielded by the shortstop, Houselog, to second for 1. Back to first. It is going to be not in time. They're going to say he was off the bag at first. So Hunsley is safe at first. It goes down as a fielder's choice, and it's now 1st and 3rd with 2 away. And George Stolly will come in to run for Grayson Hunsley. So it goes down as a 6-4 fielder's choice. And Spencer Easlin has another RBI opportunity here. With 2 down, he picked up a sac fly RBI, but a sac fly won't get the job done this time with 2 away. Now finally put the ball somewhere out in the outfield, or at least through the infield. Here's the first pitch from Bo. That one misses low for ball 1 to Easlin. It's his 2nd plate appearance. Brecken Kruger on deck, the number 9 hitter. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, and is now 2-0. It was a wise move to go back to the 4 guys in the outfield. A wise move from the manager, Brian White, because Mason was not going to hit the ball on the ground on the left side, so why not put 4 outfielders out there? If he's going to hit to the left side, he's going to hit it up in the air, as it counts now 3-0 to Easlin. But Greg Dean and I were laughing about that because you don't see that very often. And it was one that it worked out. And I don't think it was actually even needed, but it worked out. 3-0 pitch is inside, is drawn for a walk, and the bases are now loaded as Brecken Kruger will come to the plate. And Kruger, who grounded out for the 3rd outs on the top of the 2nd, he gets another opportunity with the bases loaded here. 8-1 our score. Governors down by 7. Here's the first pitch to Kruger. Bounces low for ball 1. The Governors came here last year at Harmon Park, played 4 games. They played 3 different opponents. I believe it was Washington they played in a doubleheader, and then played Yankton and O'Gorman. Somewhat of a triangular, at least for Pierre it was. That one's fouled back, and it's now 1-1. Governors were swept by Washington on that Friday night here, and then came back and won the next 2 games. So they finished the weekend at 2-2, but it did not look good that first part of the weekend here at Harmon. You don't want that same result on Friday that you had last year. 1-1 pitch is outside, and it's now 2-1. And we're still in the top of the 4th, so you still got half a ball game left to go. But Pierre's got to cash in when you have the opportunity. We've left 2 guys on base so far in this ball game. 2-1 pitch. That one will catch the outside corner, and the count is now 2-2. The base is loaded. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Straight away in the outfield for Kruger. Weeby's on at 3rd. Hunsley at 2nd, and Easlin at 1st. And Stolly is actually running for Hunsley, so he's on at 2nd. 2-2 pitch. Kruger swings and misses, strikes out, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 men left on base. We have played 3.5, and Pierre is down 8-1 to the Lincoln Patriots. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Furning Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Furning Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Furning Electric, 224-8684.
This winter, sip on a delicious hot cocoa and lose yourself in the grace of a fresh falling snow before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Stomp for block shots, holler for match-sealing takedowns, and go berserk for a perfect dismount. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
As we welcome you here to the bottom of the fourth inning here at Harmon Park, it is an 8-1 lead for the Pierre Governors, or excuse me, for the Lincoln Patriots over the Pierre Governors, as the Govs have now stranded 5 men on base. The Patriots scored 5 runs in the bottom of the third inning, and now they have 3, 4, and 5 once again to start this bottom of the fourth, just like they started the bottom of the third with 3, 4, and 5. Johnny Lyons on for his, which he retired just one man in the bottom of the third. He came in with 2 outs in the third inning. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. But he goes back to work again for his second inning of work. We had time called. So Lyons will get back on the rubber. And this is his third appearance for John Lyons. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Comes inside and is now 2-0. And if you're looking for severe weather coverage, you can get over to our country station, Country 95.3, our rock station 104.5 for severe weather coverage, as Rural County has a severe thunderstorm warning out until 6:45 now. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Count is 3-0 to the leadoff man here in the bottom of the fourth, Chase Houselog, who has tripled and walked in his 2 trips to the plate. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That one is over for a strike, and the count is now 3-1. 8-1 is their score. 3 runs in the first for Lincoln, 5 runs in the third, 1 run in the second for the Governors, as they have just 2 hits so far. 3-1 pitch, misses low, and it's a leadoff walk as issued to Houselog. So the 1-0 that the Governors have had, it has been because they retired the leadoff man. Huseman was retired on a strikeout to lead off the second inning, but there's been a walk, and a walk in the other 3 innings. Or excuse me, 3 walks in the other 3 innings to the leadoff man. And that's a recipe for disaster. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Also have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Buffalo and Lyman County until 6:45. Again, head over to Country 95.3 on 104.5 for severe weather coverage. If you're listening on KCCR right now, we might have that potential, and Zach will let me know and will let us know, but we might have to make our way over only to YouTube for the time being, if that's the case, to be on the AM side as well for severe weather coverage. 2-0 pitch is missed upstairs. It is now 3-0 to Jackson Bowe, who is 0 for 1. And a sac fly RBI in the first inning to make it 3-0. And then struck out swinging. One of 2 Brady Getz strikeouts on the day. 3-0 pitch is over for a strike and is now 3-1. And we can shut the book on Brady Getz, and we'll give you his numbers here in just a moment. As the Governors right now, though, trailing 8-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's a 2-1 pitch, or 3-1 pitch. Misses outside. Ball 4, and is back-to-back walks. And it's now first and second. And we're going to have a change here. as John Lyons will be taken out of the ball game. And we will give you the details here in just a moment. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of heat-a-later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of heat-a-later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-a-later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the central South Dakota community and beyond with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
As we welcome you back, it is going to be Jaden Wiebe now on the mound here for the Pierre Governors. As it looks like Cade Kaiser, Cade Kaiser is now in at second base. So the DH will go away, and it will be Kaiser in Spencer Lettler's spot as he comes in off the bench. As we can close the book on Brady Getz, but we cannot yet for John Lyons. Getz went to 2 2/3 innings, giving up 7 hits. He gave up 8 runs. Only 3 of those were earned. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So John Lyons is responsible for the 2 guys on base right now with first and second and nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. As we welcome you back here to Harmon Park. Cade Kaiser takes over. He's at second base. Wiebe goes to the mound. Kaiser is in the spot for Spencer Lettler as the DH. His spot will be up 6 because he is the number 6 spot in the order and will be the top of the order. That will start us in the top of the 5th inning. So for Jaden Wiebe, this will be his second appearance of the season through 1 inning so far. 1 hit, 2 runs, no earned runs, no walks, no strikeouts, an ERA of 0, and a whip of 1. As the first pitch is missed for ball 1. Have more severe thunderstorm warnings as the 1-0 pitch is taken to the inside edge and taken for a strike, and it's 1-1. Jackson-Hockin County have severe thunderstorm warnings out until 7:15 Central Time. So right now it's Brule, Lyman, Jackson-Hockin. That one's popped up. It's going to go out. Their infield fly is going to be called, even though there's a couple of steps out in the outfield, but it is a routine catch for Kindles from Lincoln Vasgard. And there's 1 down now here in the bottom of the 4th. Now I'll bring up the number 6 hitter and Oscar Lockwood Powell, the right fielder. Runners at first and second. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Wiebe gets the first man retired. The second man will skide out towards left field. Running in is Easlin. It's going to land in front. Easlin will fire it into the cutoff man, Knowles, and it's now bases loaded and 1 down. Easlin just couldn't quite get to it in time. So the bases are loaded. 1 down, and it's Nate Model that will come to the plate. So far he is 1 for 2. An RBI single back in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to Knowles in the 1st. Here's the first pitch with the bases loaded. Misses low for ball 1. Good block there from the catcher, Grayson Hunsley. Well, this becomes a huge spot here for the Governors. 1 to get a 0, but also they're down by 7 right now, and there's 3 guys on base. Less than 2 outs. There's a strike on the outside edge. It's now 1-1. If all 3 of those guys come in to score, then Pierre will have to score in the top of the 5th to keep the ball game going. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one bounces in. It's now 2-1. So for the Governors, this doesn't just turn into trying to keep this a 7-run deficit. It's just trying to keep this one from stretching out to potentially a 10-run deficit. That one's popped up, foul. It'll land on the grandstand. It'll roll its way back. And the count's now 2-2. We'll return to Hyde Stadium. Actually, won't even return. We will be at Hyde Stadium for the first time in 2022 on Tuesday. As the Huron Tigers, it'll be a JV contest first at 5 o'clock and then a varsity contest at 7 o'clock. That one misses low and outside, and the count's now 3-2. Just one out, so nobody will be off with a pitch. We will have just the varsity game on Tuesday. It'll be around 6:40 for coverage. 3-2 pitch. That one will miss low. It's a walk, and it's going to drive in a run. And it's now a 9-1 lead for the Lincoln Patriots. With one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Second RBI for Model in the ball game. And now it brings up Ryan Huseman, who doubled home a run. He's 1 for 2 so far. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. 9-1, Lincoln Patriots lead it over the Pierre Governors. The 1-0 pitch from Wiebe. On the outside edge, now 1-1. So if Pierre does not win this one, they've got to really find a way to pick up a win in game number 2 to stay at 500. That one's popped up right side. It's going to be in foul territory. Nedved will make the catch, and there's now 2 down. And it will bring up Sawyer Tolk. Trying to give the Lincoln Patriots with a base hit could give them a 10-run lead. They lead it by 9-1 right now. In game 1 of our doubleheader. Tolk is 1 for 2. Reached base both times. Singled in the second. Reached on air in the third. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Start coverage at 12:40 tomorrow afternoon. We'll have the second game about half an hour after this one concludes. 1-0 pitch. Just a bit outside and is now 2-0. Number 9 man in the order. 2-0 pitch. That one's fouled out of play and is now 2-1. No action out in the bullpen for the Governors. I think it might be that it'll be maybe Spencer Kelly that will start game number 2 for the Governors. Maybe Christian Bush. We'll see who it is. 2-1 pitch. That's lined back up the middle. That's going to be down for a base hit. 2 runs are going to come in to score. Rounding second on his way to third. That will be Model. He's going to round third. He's going to try and score. The throw of the plate bounces off of Hunsley. 3 runs all coming to score. Taking third on the throw is Tolk. And it's a 12-1 lead. An extra insurance run now for the Lincoln Patriots here in game number 1. They lead it by 11 here in the bottom of the fourth. It'll be a 3 RBI double for Sawyer Tolk. He took third on the throw into home. And now it is Gavin Solomon, the catcher, who is 1 for 1 so far. Been on base all 3 times as well. Walked, hit by a pitch, and singled. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Governors in the top of the 5th have 1, 2, and 3 up, and they right now have to score 2 runs. Have to score at least 2 runs in the top of the 5th inning to keep this ball game moving. That one's fouled back, and the count is 1-1. New severe thunderstorm warning for Hand and Buffalo County out until 7 o'clock. Severe weather coverage on Country 95.3 and also on Capital City Rock 104.5. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is just a bit outside, and it's now 2-1. Have not looked at details on those severe thunderstorm warnings, but at the very least, with those warnings right now, hopefully bringing some rain and not hail or not. I mean, it's probably windy. It's probably got gusts of wind, but you hope that it's a lot of rain because it's been very dry, and that's also a scary thing with thunderstorms, lightning. How dry it is. 2-2 line shot just over the head of Keenels. The leap high for it. couldn't make the catch. It is now 13-1. An RBI single for Gavin Solomon. And the inning continues as Mickelson will come to the plate for his fourth trip, as he's 1 for 3. He ended the second, third inning, and hopefully for the Governors, he's going to end the fourth inning as well. It's a 13-1 game. Now the Governors have to score 3 runs in the top of the fifth. Maybe the first pitch is taken outside for ball 1 to Charlie Mickelson. Mickelson doubled home the game's first run. Ground into a double play and also flew out to left field. Counts now 2-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Another 5-run inning for the Lincoln Patriots. 13 runs on 9 hits, 1 error for Lincoln. Pickoff attempt and back in safely is Solomon. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Governors. They've left 5 men on base. Lincoln has left 3 men on base, 1 in each of the 3 innings so far. 2-0 pitch on the outside edge and taken for a strike, and is now 2-1. Again, Lincoln Keenels, Gary Nedved, and Jet Zabel will lead things off 1, 2, and 3 in the order for the Governors in the top of the 5th inning. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2. And Pierre will need at least 3 runs in that top of the 5th. 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled out of play. Remains at 2-2. Again, game 2 will start about 30 minutes after game 1 concludes. We'll have that one for you here. If you're new to watching on YouTube, we will end the broadcast on YouTube and then come back for game number 2. Reaching forward, spoiling the 2-2 pitch was Mickelson. Good battle between Mickelson and Weebies. He fouls it out of play and it remains at 2-2. Again, we'll end the YouTube broadcast. Actually hear from News Director Zach Nelson. We'll have the news for you in between games. And then we'll get you game number 2 between the Governors and the Lincoln Patriots. 2-2 pitch upstairs, and it's now 3-2. And off of the pitch will be Solomon. Mickelson trying to reach base for the second time in this ball game. 3-2 pitch, reaches for it, grounds it left side, diving stop by Keenels, gets up but no throw. No chance for Lincoln Keenels to throw out Mickelson. And it will be an infield single, and it's now first and second with 2 away. And it brings up Chase Houselog, who has tripled and walked twice as the 4th inning continues. The runners at first and second, 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Houselog tripled home the game's second run. Pitch in the dirt, blocked up by Hunsley. And it's 1-0. And, for Pierre, it's why you play the game of baseball is why you love the game of baseball is there's no time. Lincoln's still going to get 3 outs on you in the top of the 5th inning. That one's popped up high up on the infield. This one's going to be tough. Lincoln Keenels moving over. That one's popped up on the right side, went over the left side of the mound where Keenels caught it just past the mound on the left side as he makes the catch, retires the side here in the bottom of the 4th inning. But 10 men come to the plate. 5-run score in the inning as they pick up another 4 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 5th. The Governors need 3 runs to keep this one alive as they trail at 13-1 to the Lincoln Patriots. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, let's go. We're going to be late for the baseball game.
I know my air conditioner is letting me down like our middle reliever last game. I have to give someone a call.
That's easy. Call in the closer, AirTech Heating and Cooling. They use Coleman brand heaters and air conditioners, and like our team's closer, AirTech with Coleman products give us quality and dependability we can trust to win the game.
You're right. I'm going to the bullpen. AirTech, I need you.
Most of us already know that Gale's Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gale's Gas at 224-5518. That's Gale's Gas at 224-5518.
As we head to the top of the fifth inning, the Pierre Governors down 13-1. They have the top of the order. Jackson Bowles looking to go the distance in this game, and by going the distance, if he finishes out this inning, he most likely will go the distance because if he gives up 3 runs, and I'm sure his pitch count's okay, but if he gives up those 3 runs to keep the ball game alive, he may not make it to the end of the fifth inning. Lincoln Keenels will lead things off. He'll be followed by Gary Nedved and Jet Zabel. 1, 2, and 3 in the order, and the Governors need those 3 guys to reach base and also score. As Jackson Bowe right now with 61 pitches, so he's in good shape here to even make it into the 6th inning if we would have a 6th inning. First pitch is on the outside edge and taken for strike 1, but again, if he gives up 3 runs, that pitch count will probably drive way up unless he's given up like 3 solo shots and 3 straight pitches. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Keenels. That one's outside and it's now 1-1. So Pierre had the leadoff man reach base in the 3rd and the 4th, but both times they did not come in to score. Keenels was retired on a double play, and Wiebe was left stranded at 3rd base. That's outside, and it's now 2-1. Keenels 0 for 1. Grounded out to 3rd in his first trip to the plate. Drew a walk in his 2nd plate appearance. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one's outside, or excuse me, a 2-1 pitch is outside, and it's now 3-1. And you look at where Keenel's coming up for the 3rd time. The Lincoln Patriots are going through their 4th time through the order. They've had 4 guys. As Keenel skies this out to left field. Going back on his left fielder, still going back, and he'll make the catch up near the wall. Huseman makes the grab, and boy, he could have used that wind a little bit more. Finally, it decided to calm down a little bit at the wrong time for Lincoln Keenels. And Gary Nedved now will come to the plate. Well, that wind has really calmed down. And they don't have the nets down. You know, the batter's eye. It's just a chain link fence right now as Nedved will sky that one out of play. But the batter's eye, that netting that's usually down, all up by underneath the fence. 0-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball left side. That one's through the hole for a base hit. Seeing eye single for Gary Nedved. 3rd hit of the ball game for the Governors. Nedved's now 1 for 3. And it allows Jet Zabel to come to the plate. And so for the Governors, a little bit of some life. And these are at bats. You know, you think about in a game where you're saying, oh, well, this game's just about over with. It may very well come to an end at the top of the 5th, but you still got to go up and have strong at-bats. Whether you're up 13-1 or down 13-1, you step to the plate like it's a 0-0 game. And you don't want to mail in any at-bats, especially in a quick season. You can easily fall into a slump taking off an at-bats. As it counts 1-1 here to Zabel, who is 0 for 2 so far. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's grounded back. Bowe will make the stab at the mound. Throw to 2nd for 1. Back to 1st is not going to be in time. It goes down as a fielder's choice. 1-6 on the putout. Fielder's choice for Zabel. He's on base with 2 down. And the Governors are down to their final out here in game number 1. As Jaden Wiebe, who is 0 for 2, reaching on an error in his 2nd at-bat, will step to the plate. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Governors. 13 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Patriots. That one is taken for a strike. to Jaden Wiebe. Pierre will fall to 3-4 if they're unable to score 3 runs in the next time they record an out. That one's outside, and it's now 1-1. And have dropped 4 in a row. And game 2 becomes even more important than to try and end the skid now and not let it get up to 5. The count's now 2-1. Because then you got to turn right back around and play Washington, who they've been striking out a lot, just like the Pierre Governors had. Pierre hasn't struck out a lot in this game, but over the last 2 weekends ago, the last time they played, it struck out a lot. There's a ground ball left side, fielded by the third baseman and Tolk. Throw across the diamond is in time, and that will retire the side and end the ball game. A 5-inning win for the Lincoln Patriots. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It is a 13-1 win for the Lincoln Patriots in game number 1 of the doubleheader. We will step aside for 3 minutes and come back with a quick post-game show of game number 1 and start to get you set for game number 2. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified. Call True Green, 882-0643.
Did you ever hear the real story about the old woman who lived in a shoe, who had so many children she didn't know what to do? Well, in the story, she wasn't given much credit. Believe me, she knew what to do all right. She called my mom, Tara, at Kathy Sunshine Properties. She told my mom she wanted a house with 5 bedrooms and a large yard with room to run. Tara found her the perfect house and sold the shoe to a one-legged basketball player.
For your happily ever after, give me a call at Kathy Sunshine Properties, 605-224-5588. That's 224-5588. Visit contactkathy.com or stop by our new location at 301 West Capitol Avenue in Pierre.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
As we welcome you back here at Harmon Park as the Pierre Governors fall in game number 1, 13-1 to the Lincoln Patriots. 13 runs, 10 hits for the Patriots, 1 error, and 5 men left on base. The Governors had 1 run on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 6 men left on base. It was 3 runs in the first inning for the Lincoln Patriots as they got the first 3 guys to reach base. An RBI double, an RBI triple, and a sac fly drove in those 3 runs. The Governors got 1 back on an RBI sac fly from Spencer Easlam to make it 3-1 after the top of the second. It was 3-1 after 2 innings. But the third inning and the fourth inning kind of fell apart for the Governors. 5 runs in the third on 3 hits, 2 errors, and a couple of walks issued in that inning for the Governors. Allowed those 5 runs to score. 9 men came to the plate. And then the fourth inning, 10 men came to the plate. Another 5 runs came in to score on 4 hits. They also had another couple walks in there as well in that fourth inning, as the Patriots took a 13-1 lead and end up winning 13-1 as the Governors were unable to find many hits in that game. They got 1 hit in the fourth and 1 hit in the fifth, and that was all that they had in the ball game, those 3 hits for the Pierre Governors, as they had 2 errors. The Governors are now 3-4 on the season, and things have you got to. This is as Steve Gray said, back in if you listen to the sports here this morning and this afternoon, Steve Gray said it's not do or die, but it becomes more important. And this weekend is an important one to get. You know, you can still go 3-1. It's not the start that you're hoping for, but you can easily turn things around and go 3-1 on the weekend by winning the second game here coming up in right around 7:00, and then games 1 and 2 tomorrow. Sweep the doubleheader against Washington, and 3-1 weekend sounds great. But you didn't start the way that you're hoping for, and now the urgency's got to pick up a little bit more for the Governors. The urgency, the at-bats again, they're not bad at-bats. You know, only 3 strikeouts for Jackson Bowe. Yeah, that takes out an inning, so you had 1 full inning of without any ball put in play. If you put it that way, out of the 4 innings, out of the 5 innings that you played, one of those 5 innings was just straight strikeouts. If you look at it that way, and that's what Steve Gray kind of wants to put the message in. If you strike out 10 times, well, that's 3 innings that you gave the defense. Didn't have to even work for anything to make the defense work at all. So it's not that the Governors have to have better at-bats, that they just have to stick with having good at-bats. The ball will find their way through, but you've got to move guys over. You've got to get guys in. The runners in scoring position. The ebb and flows of baseball. The 4 years now, this will be the 3rd spring, and going to the 4th summer, that's the ebb and flows of baseball sometimes. It's frustrating. But the Pierre Governors, post-state, they've gone through it every single year. I don't know a team that doesn't go through it. But you've got to be patient to get to the time where you become hot, and then you've got to continue to try and be hot. It's such a hard game to play because it's so easy to have good at-bats and only have 3 hits in the game. And it's so easy to be frustrated by it, and it is frustrating. But the Governors have to get rid of this game quickly and play really well in game number 2 because Lincoln's feeling pretty good. The Lincoln Patriots are feeling pretty good, and the Governors right now are not. One bench is probably got a lot of chatter going on. One bench is probably pretty quiet, and those dugouts have got to flip-flop at some point in this second game, and before this second game starts, the Governors have to be mentally ready for this second game because it's bad games can snowball on you very quickly. It's hard to keep things rolling sometimes because everybody's gunning for you. It's easy to let things snowball. It's easy to let things just get away from you, and the Governors have to find a way to not let that happen here starting in game number 2 and the rest of this weekend. Because if you finish this weekend at 3-7, the season is not over by any means. It is not over at all, but the season becomes a lot bleaker, and things aren't looking so good for where the Pierre Governors on paper look like they're one of the better teams in the state, and I think they still are. But a 3-4 record is not what you're hoping for. A 3-7 record, if you lose the rest of this weekend, that makes a big difference. If you finish this weekend at 6-4, because you go 3-1 now the rest of the way, 6-4 record doesn't sound too bad. I think that's what you maybe were hoping for to begin the weekend. Yeah, let's go 6-4. Let's go after this weekend. Let's be at 6-4 and see, and go from there and get playing some home games. And you want to win half the games on the road. So if you finish out at 5-5, in your road games, well, you won half your road games. And then you just go out and win the rest of your home games, and you forget about how the season started. But right now, the Governors can't be looking ahead. They can't be looking at the past. They've got to be looking at this next game against the Lincoln Patriots and come back with trying to get a second win or second game win here against the Lincoln Patriots. So the Governors, will see who their starting pitcher is. We'll have the lineup here in just a little bit. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll come back and we'll hear from News Director Zach Nelson, his news from today. We'll have that, and then we'll have another 3-minute break, and we'll come back with our pregame of game number 2, which is right around maybe around 20 minutes away from getting things started between the Pierre Governors and Lincoln Patriots in game number 2. So final game number 1, a 13-1 win. If you're watching on YouTube at KCCR Sports, we will end the broadcast now, and we will come back just prior to first pitch in game number 2. So make sure you, just because we end it doesn't mean that we're not going to be back on the air for game number 2. Just be watching for that game to go live for game number 2 here in just a little bit. For right now, we'll send things back to the station. A 3-minute break. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR.